Kia ora, and welcome to another playthrough of the Daily Flight in Sparrow Warfare, the upcoming game from Neon Aurelius. I'm Sweet Turns, and I like to play computer games. I particularly like doing beta testing, play testing, helping developers get their game into peak condition before it gets released. And we are playing in the demo. So if you like what you see, if you want to have a go yourself, then hop on over to that link in the description, get yourself a copy of the demo, and then come over to the Discord and let us know what you think, any ideas, thoughts. Sharma are really receptive to ideas, suggestions, and they get into the game, so you never know. Think of something great and you might actually see it being able to be played. So let's take a look at what the Daily Flight has to offer us for today. Right. So Way of Fire, which I do quite enjoy. It's just that poison damage. If you like play dungeon crawl type games, the damage keeps going, decreases by 1 each turn, but you can actually take a lot of hit points off of birds and the boss without having to do a lot of work. It's nice. We've got In the Face of Danger. I like In the Face of Danger. It gives you additional strength, which increases your attack every time an opponent appears, but it incentivizes you trying to get more birds out at once because the strength decreases by 1 at the end of every turn, and it means, you know, if you just get 1 bird out, you get 1 extra strength and then it's gone. So you want to get a lot of birds out, which means that you've got to make sure you've got enough defense or enough attack to be able to cope with those birds. And Lizard Skin at the end there, that helps you with that. 5 shield, it's not great, but it's something. Gives you a little bit of a boost, particularly at the start. But in the middle there, we got Clumsy. And we don't like Clumsy at all. So this is really frustrating because a lot of the tactics that make Sparrow Warfare really challenging to play is you're trying to play 2 or 3 turns ahead. You're setting yourself up so that you get a decent killer move. You've got your wild tiles, and you might need things set up in order for that wild tile to actually work. What Clumsy does is discards a random tile every single time you play out a set of 3, which means that you can't predict what you're going to lose, and you're potentially going to lose the very tile that you need at the end of your setup. Sometimes it's nice. You can end up with slot hogs in your hand, and these are frustrating tiles. They don't do anything, but they clog it up. If you get too many slot hogs, then you just end up not being able to do anything. Clumsy can get rid of those. You don't lose them completely. They'll come back round again later on, but they're at least out of your hair for now. But most of the time I've found it's very, very good at picking the one tile that you need and just throwing it away. So the challenge that gives us is, how do we plan and flex our plans? How do we be adaptable? And this I really enjoy. It's why I like doing board gaming as well, because you can set up a plan and then something goes wrong, and if you want to maintain your advantage, you've got to be able to think on your feet and change as needed. So we'll see how well I do today. And take a look at our starting hand. So fairly normal starting hand, no nice wild tiles to begin with. Get our standard defense, our attack, and our Way of Fire wild tile, which will give us our flame tiles. And good old Sister Claws. And brilliant. So straight away we've got Loxley come out. As you can see, it does mean got more defense needed, but straight away I've gained that 1 extra attack, so my 2 attacks that are here are now 3 attacks. So we can do that, and we can take out Sister Claws straight away. And yeah, lost the low defense, that's okay. Pick up another set of defense, and brilliant. There's always a risk when you're doing this with Clumsy that you lose Way of Fire. And I've had that happen a couple of times, and it's very frustrating because you then have to play a set all the way through until you get your way of fire tile back out again. So we will stop that at this point, take out Loxley and refill the hand. Now ideally we'll draw some more birds, but if we don't, then we can add the flame to the beekeeper. And yep, so we've got Lewis out, we got our next set of strength, and frustratingly we haven't got a nice set of runs there. So at this point I am going to discard one of my flames and we'll get Magic 8 Ball. I like the randomness of Magic 8 Ball. And this is a gamble. I could lose a key flame tile. I could lose the Magic 8 Ball tile that I get. So lost one of my flame tiles, but not too bad there. Happy with the amount of defense that I've got, and we've already completed Lewis and added some flame to the beekeeper, so I'm happy at this point to keep going and get... It would have been nice to have had more tiles before Fluff Justice came out. Yeah, that's the way it falls. I'm still well defended, and now I've got a nice set of additional strength to take us through into the next turn. You know, that there is always a level of stress rise when you see that many birds coming out. Fortunately here, with this, we've now got a boost of 5 strength. Fluff Justice is going to heal, so not too much of an issue, but ideally I can take out and at least get some going so far. I'll take Fluff Justice out. I am still going to need some defense, so we'll grab another tile, or do the beaker, and then we take out King Pigeon as well as defending against Papa Hawk. That is very nice. And again, I would have liked to have kept one of those attack tiles, because I'd like to take out possibility before it turns into chance. So again, I will take a second beaker, because we have got a decent amount of defense. So take out possibility in one go, and not quite enough to fully take out Papa Hawk, but that'll make things easy for next turn. And we're only getting hit by 13, which is easily defended against. And that's final bird out. So Zeus, who's just going to discard 3 tiles, so not too much of a stress at this point. So we'll take a little bit there, and again I'm gonna draw 3 more flame tiles. That is very nice, because if I can get enough to get some more burning onto the beekeeper, then that's more hit points. I don't have to. 1 extra onto the beekeeper. Okay, I can cope with that. And that's taken out both Papa Hawk and Zeus. So now all I have to worry about is the beekeeper. Now I've got a choice here. I can build up some defense and then do a decent hit onto the beekeeper. Every hit I do takes the beekeeper down for 1, or I can play it slow and just let the flames take out the beekeeper a bit more. But I like building things up a bit, and because also I don't particularly want to wait too long for my use my strength, because it's going to decrease once a turn, so I might as well wake the beekeeper up and take the additional hits off him. Actually, sensibly, we will... Normally, the attack defense doesn't matter, but at this point, with my lizard skin about to run out, I want to get the defense before I lose defense tile. And blow. Get 3 more tiles. Hopefully some more flame attacks or attacks. Nothing particularly useful, but discard them and then they're out of my hand. The problem with Clumsy is that it does start to become a bit of a war of attrition. It takes a lot longer to get anywhere with your tiles, because you're having to do things that normally I would do a 1, 2, 3 and then use the 4, 5 and the beaker to attack with that extra. I can't afford to lose beaker, so I have to hit for a little bit less. And I don't particularly want to take on too many of the additional wild tiles, partially because it will clog my hand up, but like now I will definitely need a wild tile just to boost that defense up. I will need 2 wild tiles to boost that defense up. Not brilliant. Not a great set there. If we double take and use the red dragon, because that then this will give me a few more tiles in. It's still not quite going to be enough defense, so well, hopefully don't lose the needle, but want to get a bit more space. And cycle back through. Brilliant. Okay. Boost our defense and a bit of a hit. And a bit more flame onto Beekeeper. So that's all means not quite enough to take him out this time, but he's now more flame than his hit points, so we can just finish him off without having to worry about our defense. So into round 2, sadly only with 2 followers, which does limit us and our choices if we get stuck. I normally like going into second round with more followers and more options than that. Particularly, this is not great. I'm just going to discard down. There's no point in building up my defense because flame damage gets round defense, so we'll just take the flame hit and hopefully draw some better tiles. Yeah, there we go. Boost. And if we do this way round, so I'm going to get a 2 to 3 flame onto the Shrike, but the 16 should be enough to then, he's now down to being taken out by the fire. Sadly, the shield wasn't enough to take him out completely, but now there's a little bit of fire on the Falconer, and I'll just start nibbling away at the Falconer's hit points. A little bit of boost to our attack from Caligula coming out, and do the 3, 4, 5 because that's enough to take Caligula down. Not quite enough to travel over onto the Falconer. And sadly, that one boost of strength disappeared. There we go. Let's have 4 boost in our strength and a heck of a lot of defense that we're going to need. To start off with that. Now, oh, blow. Didn't quite get my maths right there. But a 6, 7 and 8 will... Actually, let's daft that. 7, 8 and then use the seeds and get 3 more attack tiles. Might not be able to use them because it will depend on the run, but brilliant. Oh, lost the one in the middle. But at least I'm now defended and just have Coop Fear. And I've still got 3 bird tiles, but quite nice to, at this point, not have too many, but I'm not going to be able to take him out completely, which means got to have that risk of getting another bird tile out. Yeah, straight away as well. Blow. Oh, we're definitely going to need some help here. At Red Dragon and get from Harbinger. Oh, Cold Snap. That's alright, because if we do that, we got a decent amount of defense, but also don't have to worry about Coop Fear's attack. So I can take him down and well defended against the 8. And now the Falcon is awake, which means I have more flame attacks coming. Let's get our Magic 8 Ball, get our fresh tile. Not enough to hit Abandoned Egg, but actually Abandoned Egg looks serious now with 20 shield and 25 hit points, but if I'm prepared to not even try and defend against the Falconer, turns into Tiny Bang with 7 defense and 3 hit points. A lot easier to deal with. There's lots of nice drawing tiles here. A little bit of defense. I definitely need some more defense, but that gets me the 3 and a bit more drawing here. Hopefully now also a bit more. Still not great. Now I need something to go with that 4 and a 5. I don't want Cold Snap or the Thermals. I think with Clumsy going, even though we'll just get rid of that one, so it's not quite going to get a full hand from, well, I'm going to fill up my hand without getting all the tiles, but it's a useful one to counteract all of the tiles that I lose from Clumsy. Would have been nice to have had another run on getting some more flame onto Adamar, because Adamar's going to create a slot hog in the hand, which is, as I said, is very frustrating. It can clog up the hand badly, but hopefully only one. And nice. With that, the attack comes first, so we take Adamar out with the attack, and then we freeze the Falconer. Would be nice to have something I can do with those, so I'm doing more than just waiting out. So I'll grab Hone, because Hone is good fun. It helps clean out your hand, usually for either getting rid of one that's in your hand or the lowest of a suit played. So it is useful and the falconer is going to heal this turn. So we'll get some more tiles. We don't have to worry about bird tiles now. And try and at least attack the falconer for more than he's going to heal himself. I need 33 defense. I do not have 33 defense. Let's give us a bit of space in the hand, and then let's go fishing for some defense. Right, we will use the hone and going to destroy the lowest attack tiles. So at this point, particularly in second and third round, the very small ones are just not really worth it. A bit of attack and defend for another 14. It's still not going to be enough, unfortunately. We'll destroy that one. And red dragon, and I want to get as many as possible for that. I don't want to destroy the tiles that I've got in my hand now. A tail feather shake's actually not too bad, so now I have to skip that destroy. If I do the draw for each fire tile first, then I'll draw 3, then lose 2 of those, but draw 3. So net gain. And unfortunately, no defense, so I'm going to need another one. Defend, and we'll destroy that low defense. Now that should be enough to take me over the 33. Again, don't particularly like using up this many of my followers in this one go, but needs must. Get 3 more flame tiles. Lose one of them. Yeah. No, I am going to save that defense stuff because I may well need it next turn. I mean, I also need something that's going to get rid of flame, because being hit for 17 flame is not good. I know playing with a little bit of fire on that, but we're definitely going to need some help here. Draw for each follower. Fireproof, that's what I was looking for. Actually, no, we'll do it this way around. Do the attack and fireproof. And unfortunately, I'm just going to have to take the hit on that defense bit. So lose, sadly, my bonus at the end of the game for not being hit by the bosses, but they couldn't really pull out anymore. I know the beekeeper doesn't tend to have, it does things like keep your defense, so they don't necessarily get additional defense that time. I don't need to play defense there, but I would like to freeze the falconer, because then the falconer doesn't heal. And so at this point, yeah, I will use the defense that I don't need to, just so that I can get some more tiles out. And nice there of discard that down and draw some more tiles. Hopefully at some point it will discard that slot hog. No. And rebuild what we got. Oh, here we go. Slot hog gone. Fantastic. As was the extra flame, but I think I'm happy to lose those. And Falconer. Even better. Gonna not have to worry too much about that flame attack, at least for this turn. And if I can take him down enough, then the hopefully next turn we can take him out. But there we go. Yeah, so now more flame than he's got hit points, and just finish that off. There we go. They're definitely not doing this one in the under 20 minutes, but into the poacher and the final round of this demo. Refill our hit points, it's useful. And take out Hannibal in one go is pretty cool. And if we can draw out another bird with a decent, because we've got a decent amount of defense. Not enough at this point. That potentially was an issue. But we'll take a slightly lower on the fireproof, and also then get to hit Ricky for 35. Now Ricky sadly is immune to fire, but that means that we get a bit more onto Dino instead. But, nothing more we can do, but well defended against that 28. And hopefully Ricky will now not be too hard to take out. And do this way round, because Ricky gets taken out and then Dino gets frozen. And it doesn't matter so much that I lost my 5 flame. Baudelaire is going to attack with fire, but I am defended. What I would like here is to be able to at least do a little bit of extra flame, so we will see what Ricky has for us. And those are useful, but not as we currently are. I'm going to take the bird bath, but I'm going to take the bird bath for future. And a Pumperum. Pumperum is great, because now every time, well, for the next 6 turns, every time a tile gets destroyed, I get another tile. And what this means is that I can... Oh, and I just lost the tile that I drew. Didn't spot that. Oh well, easy come, easy go. And take out Dino. Baudelaire's finished off of my immunity, but not too worried about that. And Baudelaire will get taken out this turn, so what would be really nice here is a bit of extra defense that I don't need, but I can now get some flames onto the poacher. And because Magic Ball technically destroys, because it's a phoenix, I get a second extra tile. Like that. And Razzle dazzle. Well, sacrificial goose. Hopefully I don't lose my bird bath. Okay, that's okay. I don't mind losing a 2 tile to swap it for a 7. That's not bad. We'll finish that there and hopefully get another flame tile that I can use to make a decent run there. And take out enough flame on Razzle Dazzle. And only gets me 1 extra, but and nothing, just using that one as the filler to hit Mother Claws so that I don't get an extra bird attacking me. Because while that would give me a 1 boost on my strength, I don't have enough defense to cope with that. And Poacher is now awake, so Poacher will now destroy tiles, and with Pumperum, this is a really good way of leaving the tiles that I'm not particularly interested in my hand, and hopefully getting something nicer from Pumperum. Do as much takedown as possible. Don't need defense. Macabra's going to pull somebody else out, but fortunately they don't actually hit this turn. So I'm going to get rid of those guys. So now it's just the 3 tiles I don't mind losing. And we get Joseph coming out. And 3 tiles. Red Dragon's not bad. And another 2 tile. Yeah, that wasn't a great swap, really. But, you know, again, not too hideous. I'm gonna need some defense. So we will multiply that up, and 36 in total. Just gonna undo that. What's the current attack? 53. I will still therefore need some more defense tiles. We will move that up. And okay. Get the hone going, and the 18, that should take me well above the... There you go. A 1. Well, I think it's not going to necessarily make best use of Red Dragon, but it's a... At least refill the hand up a bit. The Barnstormer going. Definitely need to take Macabra out now, because otherwise I think I'm potentially still in trouble anyway. But and 18 plus 43 is... No, I think my maths I'm doing okay. 76 minus 15. 61. So that's good. Means I'm okay. So we'll just try and get a bit more flames out. Try and take down some of these guys. In fact, I will play out that 5, 6, and 7. It's not... takes Joseph down for another 7, which we played a long game with Joseph. He has too many hit points. Sadly, that's the end of my Pumperum. Just in time for the Poacher to redo. Start off with freezing Joseph, and then gonna need a lot more defense, so we'll just destroy that defend. And ooh, the cuteness. Now that's cool, because that will, if I play that with the 6, then we've got no more birds that will come out, but we'll reduce everybody's attack by 6. So we're still 33, and 12 is... yeah, still 45 that I need to find. That's not good. We'll destroy the lowest flame. Okay, we'll refill our hand. Is a bit risky here, because I shall build up my fire immunity. Could potentially risk losing Sticky Beak at this point, fortunately not. Get rid of those low ones to get as much additional tiles as possible. There we go. So get the 3 tiles and then the full defense, because we're now refilled hand. And 45, 33, 45. So that's good. Good on the defense. And sadly can do nothing with that lot, because that's the only run that I'd have with the red dragon. So we'll just get rid of the lower ones and allow the poacher to take the 2 flame. So Joseph gets taken out straight away, which is bad. But I'm still going to need a lot of defense. So I'm going to get rid of these lower ones, do that defense, and then draw up and hope that I don't lose the attack for first amount of defense. Because do that, take it. And Joseph is going to get taken out anyway, but I can't hit King Mob without taking out Joseph. Now, I still need more defense, and frustratingly I can't. Repent Ye will attack me for 3 every time I hit him. So bolster that up. And 6, 7 and 8 will take Repent Ye down and still give me enough defense against the poacher. Right, this is good. So we're just going to discard, even though those are quite high flame tiles, but we can get some more through and cycle through a bit. Nope. We should be able to at least boost the defense a bit more and give another 15 attack on the poacher. Again, don't think I've got any slot hogs in hand. So just a nice completer on the wild tile, and I think that's all we can do. So now the poacher being taken down by 50, decreasing by 1 each turn, is a nice set of attack. Rebuild up my immunity. Get rid of our high cards and let the poacher take the 2s. Okay. low tiles, and nice. Draw up again, and again another hit on the beekeeper, on the poacher. Wrong end of the game. Sadly, can't do much with those, but again, now we're taking him down for 80 a turn. So ideally, we'll be getting into a position where I shall start off with the draws 3 tiles. I don't actually need to worry about the defence. If I can get him right down to that below 80, or raise the flame attack with him, or even, there we go, freeze him. So that's 3, 4, and 5 will take us over 124. This is the really nice thing about flame attacks, is they do add up.
Fly free, little sparrow.
So it can become really powerful, but only when it's a one-on-one. When you're having other birds in the way, it becomes very piecemeal, very bitty, and particularly with Clumsy, where it's a lot harder to plan ahead for those really nice, fun runs. So just over half an hour, yeah, that's not great. So that's only a hummingbird flight. I didn't get my bosses perfected, which has impacted the score, and lower on the number of followers than I would normally like to be ending the game with, but did manage to avoid opening up the bosses and getting the boss tiles, so the 250 there. So hope you enjoyed that. So if you like what you see, then go check out the demo, have a go yourself, see if you can get onto the scoreboard, have a go at see where you end up in the rankings, and come join us in Discord. And I will see you next time. Kia ora.